Now I'd like to talk about conditional formatting, how to shrink your page to fit, and naming your tabs. So the first thing is conditional formatting, and what that is that will set flags on your spreadsheet under certain conditions. So what I want to do in order to make this a little bit easier to see is I want to take these cells that are blank and I'm going to hide them so our spreadsheet is smaller. So I highlighted those rows. I'm going to right click, I'm going to hide them. So see, they're still there. You can see the numbering, but the spreadsheet is to where I can see the totals and everything. So on conditional formatting, what you're going to do is you're going to once again highlight your range, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this range of cells. And I want to know when a order is under a certain amount, when it's within certain ranges. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to go up here to conditional formatting, and I'm going to open that up. I can highlight the cells, I can use data bars, I can use colors, or I can use icon sets. If I use these icon sets, I can set like these stop signs here. See there? And what it does is it tells me when the dollar value is real low or when the dollar value is real high. Well, this doesn't really make, I'm going to undo that because it doesn't really make a lot of sense because I included the total. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it again, not including the total. So if I go to my conditional formatting, I do icon sets, and I do my flags, my stop signs, traffic lights they call them. The lowest numbers are in red, the medium numbers are in yellow, and the highest numbers are in green. Well, when would that be real appropriate? I'm going to change this to highlighting, and what you can do is I can say anytime a value is greater than 25, I want to highlight it with what color. I can choose my color, or else I can make up my own color. So what I can do is I can fill it with, say, purple. So anytime it's above 25, the cell is filled with purple. And you go on and you can do that same range and say, I'm going to highlight it anytime it's less than 25. I'm going to highlight it, say yellow. Enter. Now, what that does is if you're running an inventory or you're running a payroll and you want to know the people who are getting the most or the least, or when your inventory is low, you can say anytime your inventory is below 5, you want it to be red so you know you need to order. So it's a matter of controlling and bringing accent to whatever colors, whatever figures you want. So that's what conditional formatting is. And let's see here. There's the color scales is basically the same type of thing. If you figure I can do a blue and red, well, I didn't have the right cells. So I can do color scales. Here we go. Let's go with the blue and red. So once again, your lowest numbers are in red. Your medium numbers are in, next lowest is in pink. Your greatest numbers are in blue. So that's how the conditional formatting works. Now, we talked about it a little bit before about, you can see here from these dotted lines right here and right here, that this is going to be on 2 pages. So your whole thing is going to be on 2 pages. Now, if I want this to print all on 1 page, the first thing I'm going to do is first unhide these rows. So if I go over here and I highlight the rows on either side of where there are rows hidden, I right click and unhide. Aha! There are my rows back. My spreadsheet is complete. So now let's talk about, now that I've got all my rows, and look at that, with all the rows, it's actually going to be on 4 pages because there's another dotted line. This bottom part here is going to be on a page. This is going to be on a page. Here's 1 page and another page. So we have 4 pages. So let's go over to the Backstage view, go to File, then Print, And look here, if you look right down here, it tells you how many pages you've got, and you've got 4 pages. I don't want that. I want it to all print on one page. Very easy to do from this point. Over here on scaling, if you click on this, you can fit all columns on one page. What does that do? See there, there's all your columns, and that does take it to one page. Or you can put all your rows on one page. Or you can say fit everything on one page. So now we have everything on one page, and when you print this, it's all going to print to one page. Okay, I'm going to go back over here to the home view. The last thing is naming these tabs. One thing we haven't talked about is how large spreadsheets can be. If I go down here to the bottom below this row and I press end, then page down, well, end and your down arrow. If I scroll on down all the way, you may be surprised to see that you can have over 1 million rows. Then how do I get back up to the very beginning? I press A1. I press end and home. Your home cell is actually your A1 cell. So the same thing, you have so many columns over here. If you keep scrolling over and you keep scrolling over, you'll get way over here. This is your last column, XFD. Now one of these days I'm going to count and see how many columns that is. But I'm not sure how many columns. But you know you can have over 1 million rows, so it's huge. Not only that, you can have multiple worksheets in a spreadsheet. So you right down here in the bottom, you have sheet 1. If I go over here to sheet 2, it's blank. Sheet 3, I can also create another sheet. But in order to name this sheet, what you want, you right click and right here, rename, and you're going to name it order form. I had my caps lock on, I'm sorry. And where this is really nice, you could put this order form, and I could rename this 201-2018. Then I can leave this on here. I can copy this whole thing, this little square right up here in the corner between the A and the 1. If I highlight that and right click, copy, go over here to this next spreadsheet and then paste all of that. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to remove the orders that I received. Now I can make this, edit this, order form 2019, and I'm ready for 2019. I don't have to completely remake this. So this is one way. People will use this for a budget, and they'll make different tabs for each month, or same thing for payroll, so that they can keep track of different times of payroll. So you can also, some of the other things you can do, you can change your tab color. Say this color, this one is purple. This one, next year's is going to be yellow. So, and that's a very light yellow. So you probably want a brighter, let's make it red so you can see it. So there's the colors of tabs for the different years. So that's just some other creative things you can do on Excel. So I'll let you go ahead and do your work.